Okie dokes, I'm back. And thanks for joining, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, whatever. So, yesterday, when I uploaded my big videos, it was awesome. It got a healthy number of views. It was an extremely long video, so apologies for that. But there was one person who has a little animation channel, or maybe a big one, who left some really lovely comments, and I just want to give a shout out to that for just being really nice, and for giving me just some really positive comments. And I'll give him a shout out because it's a space that I think is growing. There's a lot of enthusiasts, and if anything, it's a space where I think as a community we can all come together and help each other out a little bit. Yeah, so I want to give a shout out to the Pivotal Studio, and I'll drop his link in the description. It was just really nice to hear his feedback on the video. I know it was a bit long, and I'll try to be shorter and more concise with these. So today I've got a few things going on. I've got a sort of distraction project which comes from a group that do competitive AI competitions for commercials. I don't know if I'm really allowed to talk about it. I can tell you who they are. I'll put their link in the bottom as well if anyone's interested in joining them. I think they offer cash prizes for doing commercial work, and that in itself is a really interesting topic because look, I'll just go to their webpage. So this is a really interesting business model. These guys have some 6,000 users. I think they average about 250 entries per competition. They offer cash prizes for the best, or whatever the client picks. It's really cool because essentially fair enough, the cost of making the stuff comes from your subscription, your credits, all that kind of stuff. But there is a chance that if the product is good enough, that you'll get a bit of money. And as you can see here, the prize pool is quite substantial. So I do this twofold. Obviously, we all like to win. We all like to feel the validation that our work is acceptable, good quality, fit for a commercial purpose. It's a really fun thing to do. It's probably one of the best ways to learn something is to have a project to work on. And in this case, I've worked in commercial studios, commercial cut houses, but this is something that puts me a little bit outside of my comfort zone because I'm not a graphics guy, text on screen, design, all that sort of stuff. But it's an opportunity to learn, and it's an opportunity to go off someone's brief and put something together for potential distribution that gets seen, worldwide. This is a pretty interesting competition that they've got here as well. So if you're interested, check them out. No reason for me to gatekeep or keep it secret. It's all part of the experience, and the more the merrier. And that's the really interesting thing about AI and the stories we have to tell. There's 8 billion of us on this planet, and if just 1% of us had a story to tell and we were able to make it, then that's more content than anyone could ever watch in a lifetime. So it's a really interesting space to be in. It's really fun to be part of this wave, this new wave. And it's sort of a concept of best idea wins. You'll get filtered to the top by the algorithm, by the stories you tell. And don't be disheartened if your quality is not really great, because what I find is even if your quality is not up to scratch, then if you have the fundamental truth of it is that if you have a really good story, the audience will forgive you if it's engaging enough, if you can tell it clearly. So I'm going to that's the preamble. And so what I'm going to do is cover two topics that I kind of want to talk about. I saw that Omni has a kind of a secondary objective, and that I think is going to but sort of complement social media and creators and that kind of stuff, and bring more entertainment value to social media. So I did a little test where I kind of recorded myself on my phone. I was on the train and I came home, and what I did, I'm still using the same project that I had before. And what I did was I recorded myself just doing something silly, and I wanted to do some of the stuff that I saw creators promoting themselves as doing, and some of the demonstration that Google I/O announced had creators touching a mirror, transforming, all that kind of stuff, and changing their shape. And my last long test on Omni had underwhelming outcomes for me, but like I said, I'm a super fan. I don't want to give up, and I want to see what potential this has. So I started off asking add to prompt, and I'll just it's becoming a thing now where I just demonstrate what I do. Because that actually was one of the comments that I got from Pivotal Films, that he found it refreshing that this was a pretty deep dive kind of explainer going into the process methodology of what I'm doing, and finding the frustrations, the pitfalls, the mistakes. I'm not polishing this up. This is just raw. I'll cut it down for time as best I can and keep it as short and brief for you as possible, because that 1 hour video on average gets about 3 minutes of your attention. So message received. So what I did here was I wanted to change myself. I wanted to turn myself into a werewolf, a lycanthrope. It didn't let me do that. So here, I'll put that prompt in for you, and you'll see the error message that you get. So what do I write here for this particular prompt? It says, what do you want to create? I'm going to do a simple one just to test Omni, and we're going to make sure that we're in the right settings. Video ingredients, Omni Flash, length is, honestly, I'd have to check and see how long this video is, but I can't. So how long does it say it is here? It's about 6 seconds. So I'm going to pick a 6-second Omni Flash. And what I'm going to say is, I don't know if that's right. If you can do it this way, is in fact, I'm going to do this through the agent, because I did this as a test yesterday, and there was and actually having a conversation with the agent was very helpful, because it clued me into something that I'm going to discuss today, which is creating your own digital avatar. Now, I've not actually done this before. I've not tested it. This is me doing it live. And I saw another creator, a guy called AI Samson, who has just really nice videos on AI creation. Check out his channel for sure. There's some gems, real beautiful gems of information there. But with this. So AI Samson, he essentially, I think, I'm not sure if it was like a paid promotion, but he had a service which transformed his face and created a digital version of himself that could be used for purposes like this. The sort of issue that I saw was that it affected the lighting on the shot, but I did notice that it sort of wrinkled the eyes, or just around the eyes, and it gave him a bit of a plasticky call it a Ken doll appearance. Sorry, AI Samson, if I call you a Ken doll. So I'm going to, so because I started the process yesterday of creating, trying to transform myself into a werewolf. The AI agent actually said, you can't do that because it's a real person in the video. Fair enough. They want to avoid deep fakes and they want to keep people's privacy secure. And then it said, but what you can do is create a digital version of yourself and then at me, as in, make a character called me, and then at me self into the prompt, which will work. So Samson's version of him was, aside from the wrinkles and the yellowy orange sepia kind of grade that it put onto him, it looked great, and it looked like him. But I'm going to see what it looks like using the agent to do it here, and see. Will it look like me? Will I look like a weird bearded, bald Ken doll with a cap? We'll see. So what do I want to create? My original thing was, can you turn this person? I used me before. Well, I'll be honest. Let's be honest to the model. Can you turn me into a werewolf? I want to, what is it? Not Hulk out, but yeah, Hulk out. I mean, that might be a fun test to do as well. I want a I don't know. Let's go for like a cinematic werewolf transformation. So I want a cinematic. I want a cinematic werewolf transformation. Halfway through the shot, and let's just see what it does. Hopefully it remembers. Yeah, so there it is. So there's the message. Failed. This generation might violate our policies. Please try a different prompt or send feedback. So I'll tell you about the other half of this video in a bit. We'll just kick on with this. So then I think I remember asking, so how can I achieve this? It's a video of me. I might actually just remind it about the conversation I had yesterday. Yesterday when I tried, you told me I could create a character of myself. I want to make sure it looks exactly like me. So I guess the other thing that I need to investigate is, how did those guys do that? How did they make themselves, touch the mirror, to have it sort of do the Matrix thing where it goes up the arm, and in the case of Neo in the Matrix, it goes down his throat, and he starts suffocating. I suspect that this is the process that they kind of went through. I don't know if there's been an explainer video about this, and if I'm the first one to bring it to you, then that's a great privilege I have and feel. So it says something went wrong, please try again. Yesterday, so I said yesterday. Oh no, so I'll say video failed, and I'll say please tell me how I can achieve this. Semantics, I guess. Yeah, so here we go. Conceptualizing, refining my digital double. Okay, so it looks like there is something. It's referring to as a digital double. Let's see. To ensure the character looks exactly like you through a complex transformation, the best approach is to set up your avatar or character identity in the Flow interface. Using your avatar, the avatar feature is specifically designed to represent you in a generated content. How to set it up? Click your profile icon in the top right, select Manage Avatar. The onboarding guide will walk you through capturing your features using your phone or tablet. Cool. Why this works. Once registered, you can use your avatar as a reference, which helps the model maintain your exact likeness during the werewolf shift. If you prefer to create a separate entity for this role, how to set it up. So I'm guessing what that means is if I have a buddy and I want to do like a fight choreography video for fun, have myself and buddy transform into two werewolves fighting on the train, then maybe that's what that's for. You'll want to upload several clear photos of yourself as an image reference. Why it works: this builds a library of your features that I can reference every time we generate a new clip. I can't create or modify these references directly in this chat, but once you set them in the in the interface, I'll be able to use them as anchors for your werewolf videos. Okay, so I can turn into a werewolf. Awesome. I mean, who doesn't like to be a werewolf? Would you like to try setting up your avatar first, or should we refine the prompt for another direct video edit? I want to set this up. Let's go. So I click on my profile in the top right corner, and the option is not there. Manage avatar. Manage avatar. Okay, let's cancel this prompt for a second. And I'm going to say manage avatar does not appear to be available where you described it. I'm in the UK. Is it possible that this feature is not available to me here yet? Google, please, I want this. Okay, let's see. You are correct. Manage avatar feature and certain video editing capabilities are currently restricted in the United Kingdom as well as the EEA and Switzerland. Video done. To move forward in the UK, since the automated avatar system and direct-to-video editing aren't available for you yet, the best way to maintain your likeness is through the character entity approach. I'm not going to go down that road because it's going to look like Frank the Archivist from my old test, and you know, he'd make a pretty cool werewolf, but I'm going to wait until the feature's available. But it's pretty cool to have this as a little Easter egg for all of us in the UK.